Namanda, it's Namanda, it's Namanda, it's Namanda. Okay, one moment. Technical difficulties here. Okay, there we go. Let's begin the service by singing the Vandana Tisarana, which you'll find on the screen, or on page 7 of the red Jodo Shinshu service book. Let's sing the Pali and English verses together. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to him, the exalted one, the enlightened one, the supremely awakened one. Buddham saranam gacchami, Dhamman saranam gacchami, Sangham saranam gacchami. I go to the Buddha for guidance. I go to the Dharma for guidance. I go to the Sangha for guidance. Namanda, Vitsanamanda, 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 Vitsanamanda. Namanda. Today, let's sing the hymn Gasho with Amida, the words of which will be shown on the screen. Namo Amida Butsu. I recite Amida's name with deep joy and gratitude. I gasho with Amida, trees and grasses and flowers all grow in great compassion. This light shines throughout the world. I gasho with Amida. Flowers bloom and flowers fall. From the seed sprout new flowers. This is the truth unchanging. Aiga sho with Amida. Springtime brings the happy birds, their songs all praise Amida. I join them in Nembutsu. Aiga sho with Amida. When I call Amida's name, it's Amida calling me. Buddha's voice, my voice are one. Aiga sho with Amida. When I'm lonely, I recite Namo Amida Butsu. Then I feel great compassion. Aiga sho with Amida. Nembutsu in work and play, every day with Amida. Every moment filled with light. Aiga sho with Amida. Remember the golden chain, kindness to all living things. I will follow this teaching. Aiga sho with Amida. In the clear bright morning sun, in the fading light of day, in the darkness of the night, Aiga sho with Amida. Namo Amida Butsu. I live in great compassion. This great power guides my life. Aiga sho with Amida. The virtue of Amida's vow is shared equally by all, together attaining awakened mind. We are born in the land of peace. Namanda, Bitsanamanda, Bitsanamanda, Bitsanamanda. Namanda, Bitsanamanda. Let's sit together quietly for a few moments. So just relax and get comfortable. If you are able, sit forward in your seat and place both feet flat on the ground. Sit up straight and align your head, your neck, shoulders, and back in a straight line that goes down to the floor. Place your hands comfortably in your lap. Now close your eyes and just breathe. Breathe in and breathe out. In and out. As you breathe in, you feel energy filling your body. And as you breathe out, any stress or worries in your mind just fade away. Just breathe. The sound of the gong will signal the end of our quiet meditation. Namana, Bitsanamana, Bitsanamana, Bitsanamana. Namo Amida Bits, Namo Amida Bits. If you are able to do so at home, we would like to encourage everyone to offer incense at this time. Offering of incense is an ancient ritual of purification of mind and body, a gesture of respect, and an expression of gratitude for the Dharma teachings. Namana, Bitsanamana, Bitsanamana, Bitsanamana. Namana, Bitsanamana. Offertory, or making donations and offerings, is the practice of dana, egoless generosity, the first of the 6 Paramita perfections in the Mahayana tradition. All donations are gratefully accepted in the spirit in which they are given. If you'd like to make an offering, you can scan this QR code and visit our online offertory box, where you can make an online donation of any amount via credit card. You may also visit our website, makwahonganji.org, and click on Donate in the menu on the left-hand side. Let's read the Golden Chain of Love together, found on the screen, or page 126 of the Red Service Book. I am a link in Amida Buddha's golden chain of love that stretches around the world. I must keep my link bright and strong. I will try to be kind and gentle to every living thing and protect all who are weaker than myself. I will try to think pure and beautiful thoughts, to say pure and beautiful words, and to do pure and beautiful deeds, knowing that on what I do now depends not only my happiness or unhappiness, but also that of others. May every link in Amida's golden chain of love be bright and strong, and may we all attain perfect peace. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu. Well, good morning, children. Aloha kako, ohayo gozaimasu. It's so wonderful to see all of you today. How are you feeling? Oh, that's great. Let me put on my magic glasses and see who's here this morning. Oh, my goodness. Look, there's Jai and Ison and Cruz and Tide and Melody and Cadence and Wesley, Sierra, Lindsay and Kenneth and Micah, Emmy and Kaya and Lena and Kaveh and Maddie and Meleana and Lilinoy and Cora and Nolan and Tori and Benji, and I also see Kalena and Tyrus and so many other wonderful children from around the world. Hello, children. Good morning. I can also see our Dharma school teachers. Look, there's Miss Sharon, and then there's also Miss Karen over there. Hi, good morning. Thanks for coming. Thank you for joining us. Oh, someone's at the door. Do you think that could be our special guest today? Let me go see. Well, good morning, and how are you today? Thank you so much for coming. Good morning, children. How are you? Look, it's me. It's Nekobus. Hello, good morning. So look, children, it's the Nekobus. It's Totoro's friend. Do you remember this in the story? Yeah, Sensei was kind of, oh, that's kind of spooky. It's like it's a cat bus. It's a Nekobus. And look, there's little mice writing on top. I thought that was really cute. Can you see that? Very good. Well, thank you so much for coming today. It's my pleasure. Thanks for inviting me. Well, because today's story is called The 7 Blind Mice. Do you know this story? Yes, I do. It's a wonderful story. I think the children are going to love it. Well, great. Thank you very much. Let's read the story together. So today's story is 7 Blind Mice by Ed Young. One day, 7 blind mice were surprised to find a strange something by their pond. "What is it?" they cried, and they all ran home. On Monday, Red Mouse went first to find out. "It's a pillar," he said. No one believed him. On Tuesday, Green Mouse set out. He was the second to go. "It's a snake," he said. "No," said Yellow Mouse on Wednesday. "It's a spear." He was the third in turn. The fourth was Purple Mouse. He went on Thursday. "It's a great cliff," he said. Orange Mouse went on Friday, and he was the fifth to go. "It's a fan," he cried. "I felt it move." The sixth to go was Blue Mouse. He went on Saturday and said, "It's nothing but a rope." But the others didn't agree. They began to argue. A snake, a rope, a fan, a cliff. Until on Sunday, White Mouse, the seventh mouse, went to the pond. When she came upon the something, she ran up one side and she ran down the other. And she ran across the top and from end to end. Ah, said White Mouse, now I see. The something is as sturdy as a pillar, supple as a snake, wide as a cliff, sharp as a spear, and breezy as a fan, and stringy as a rope. But altogether, the something is an elephant. And when the other mice ran up one side down the other, across the something from end to end, they agreed. Now they saw too. The mouse moral, knowing in part may be a fine tale, but wisdom comes from seeing the whole. The end. So what does this story teach us? Well, it teaches us that we are stronger together than apart, right? So each of the 7 mice, even though they are blind, right, which means they cannot see, so they have to rely on their other senses, so touch and hearing and smell and taste, and the 6th sense, the mind, our imagination. Right? So individually, they all saw different things. They all saw different things, but put together, right, they saw the elephant. They saw the whole thing. So, for example, if you look at the Sagari Fuji, the crest of the Honganji, right? So some people will see black and white, and other people will see white on black, and still other people will see purple. But if each of us looks very carefully, just as ourselves, we will all see a rainbow. So when we contribute all of our different perspectives and we work together, we can see rainbows, and together we become the rainbow. And so for me, I think that was the story of the 7 blind mice, that they're all 7, they're different colors, they can't see, and yet they can each perceive one part of the elephant. So it's like a snake, or like a rope, or a fan, or a pillar, the legs. If you've ever seen an elephant's legs, they look like big pillars. So each one of them individually saw something different, but put together, they were able to see the whole. So the lesson, of course, is that we should all be good friends, and we should help each other, and we can all see the whole. We can see the elephant. We can see a rainbow. So that's the story for today. And what did you think of the story, Nekobus? I like the story, Sensei. It's always fun to see at the end it's an elephant. So did you look at me? What do I look like? Do I look like a cat? Neko means cat in Japanese. Or do I look like a bus? Yeah. Or how about the mice sitting on top of me? Isn't that kind of cute? So anyway, so that was the story of 7 blind mice. And our special guest today was the Nekobus. So Nekobus, thank you very much for coming all the way from Totoro's Magic Forest. Say hello to Totoro for us. And we thank you and hope to see you again soon. Okay. So thank you, children. Bye-bye. So I'd like to begin with 2 verses that were written by Shinran Shonin. Shakyamuni Buddha states that even with his unhindered eloquence, the adornments of the land of happiness cannot be fully expounded. So take refuge in Amida, the inexpressible Buddha. Those who, hearing Amida Buddha's name, rejoice in it with reverence and praise, receive its treasure of virtue. The great benefit acquired with one utterance is supreme. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo. So some of you know that I began my career as a copywriter, as someone who writes words. Particularly in advertising, we used to talk about taking something that's very complex and making it very, very simple. Something you can fit in a 30-second television ad. So what is the most important thing? What is the essence of it? And so as writers, we pride ourselves on the ability to pick exactly the right word to communicate exactly the right nuance. So words are very precise, are very accurate. And we spend incredible amounts of time trying to figure out where the comma should go, or should we break the line here, etc., etc., etc. So you can imagine for me, as someone who prides himself as being a writer, the idea that there's a Buddha, that Amida Buddha is inexpressible, is kind of a hard one for my ego to get over. But when you read stuff like this, right, so Shakyamuni Buddha, the Buddha, even with his unhindered eloquence, with the eloquence of a Buddha, he cannot fully describe the adornments of the land of happiness. The land of happiness is Sukawati, or what we call the Pure Land in the Japanese tradition. So take refuge in Amida, the inexpressible Buddha, the Buddha that cannot be expressed. And take refuge in the Pure Land, whose beauty cannot be described in words. The interesting part of these two verses is not so much that Amida cannot be explained, but rather in the second verse where it says, those hearing Amida Buddha's name rejoice in it with reverence and praise, receive its treasure of virtues. The great benefit acquired with one utterance is supreme. So let's look at that individually. Those who hearing Amida Buddha's name, so hearing the name of Amida Buddha, so hearing Namo Amida Butsu, right? So those who hear the name and then rejoice in it, rejoice in the name, rejoice in hearing the name with reverence and praise. Right? These people, right? So someone who hears the name of Amida Buddha, hears Namo Amida Butsu, and rejoices in hearing the name with reverence and praise, receives the virtue, the treasure of its virtues. So all of the virtues included in Namo Amida Butsu and Amida Buddha's name, the person who hears it and rejoices in it, right, receives the treasure of all of these virtues. And the great benefit acquired with one utterance is supreme. There is no comparison to it. I've underlined the word rejoice in the notes that Shinran puts on this verse. He remarks that rejoice, that to rejoice is here. So the first part, kang, kangi, so kang is to rejoice in body. And then gi, the second part of the word kangi, is to rejoice in mind. So to rejoice with one's body and rejoice with one's intellect, with one's mind, is kangi. So all you have to do, right, if you follow this scripture, all you have to do is hear Namo Amida Butsu, hear the name, right, and then rejoice in it with reverence and pride, and praise, and then you will receive the treasure of its virtues. And the great benefit acquired with one utterance. So saying Namo Amida Butsu just one time, you acquire the great benefit. And the great benefit is birth in the Pure Land, birth in the land of happiness. And that's it. Okay, so I didn't have to go to school. It was all in there. So it's a simple formula, right? So that if you look at it from this perspective, you may have heard the expressions mompo, which is to hear the Dharma, to hear the name, to hear Namo Amida Butsu, hear the Nembutsu. And then Nembutsu, right, which is usually the practice of saying the name. So if you look at hearing the name as mompo, to hear the Dharma, if you hear the name, if you hear Namo Amida Butsu, you receive the treasure of its virtues. All of the virtues that Amida Buddha accumulated, suddenly become yours. And to utter the name, to say the Dharma, Nembutsu, to be mindful of the Dharma, to hold Amida in your mind. This is to acquire the great benefit of Shinjin, the trusting heart. And Shinjin is the true cause of birth in the Pure Land. Right? So when you hear the name and you rejoice in it, in mind and body, when you say the name, even just one time, right? You acquire this great virtue, the great benefit of Shinjin, so assurance of birth in the Pure Land. So hearing the name, as we've explained before, is to not only listen to the Dharma, but to hear it, to internalize it, to make it your own, to make the teachings your own. When this happens, you utter the name, you say Namo Amida Butsu, and this is the acquisition of the great benefit of Shinjin. So to say Namo Amida Butsu, to be free of doubt, enjoying gratitude that you are saved, this is Shinjin, and this is the true cause of birth in the Pure Land. So Shinjin comes to us from Amida Buddha. It's not something that we earn through our own self-efforts. So those who, hearing Amida Buddha's name, rejoice in it with reverence and praise, receive its treasure of virtues. The great benefit acquired with one utterance is supreme. So that's really it. All you have to do is just listen and then hear the name. And this brings us to utter the name, to say the Dharma, to say the Nembutsu, and acquire the great benefit of Shinjin, the entrusting heart. So in one paragraph, right, let me flip back to this slide here. So Monpo and Nembutsu, these are the two doctrinal elements in terms of practice, right? So it's just having the opportunity to hear the Nembutsu and then to make it your own, and then saying the Nembutsu in gratitude and joy. And that's really it. So it is the simplest of all the Buddhist teachings, and yet it's the most difficult. And so if you look at it, right, from a critically thinking perspective, say, well, why should that work? Right? Why should hearing the name have such a profound effect? Why should just saying Namo Amida Butsu, saying the name of Amida Buddha, why would this have such a profound effect on me? It's kind of like looking at an elephant and only seeing the different parts, but not the whole. So here's some of the different parts, right? We've talked about Monpo, about hearing the Dharma. We've talked about Nembutsu, saying the Dharma. We've talked about how Monpo means to make the Nembutsu your own, right? To receive this teaching, to receive this truth, and to rejoice, and to sing praises of what you've discovered, and to hold it with reverence. And this is really the feeling that we get with the Nembutsu. So Nembutsu is really hard to put into words, but it's something you can experience and something you feel. And you will have no doubt when you experience this transformation. So today's theme, today's topic, right? Again, it always comes back to just saying Namo Amida Butsu. The more we say Namo Amida Butsu, the more that other people hear Namo Amida Butsu. The more that other people hear Namo Amida Butsu, the more they receive the teaching, and they receive it in joy and gratitude. So I think the message for today is that if we think about Shinjin as being the true cause of birth in the Pure Land, the other term that comes up is ojo. So to go and be born in the Pure Land. It's kind of an interesting construction because it does say, ojo does say to go and then to be born. So to be born into the Pure Land. So this is the third verse that I wanted to introduce today. Through great love, which is Amida's directing of virtue for our going forth, we attain great compassion, which is Amida's directing of virtue for our return. If not for the Buddha's directing of virtue, how could we realize enlightenment in the Pure Land? So this talks about two things which are unique to Shinran's interpretation of the teaching. So Shinran's teachings are distinctive in this respect, that when you look at Shinjin, there's two aspects. One is also, so to go to be born in the Pure Land. And the other is Genso, to return to this world after being born in the Pure Land, to guide others. So to go and to come back. And both of these, right, are caused by Amida Buddha. So again, so great love and great compassion. So Shinjin, so Amida's compassion and wisdom, also in Genso, so for sending us to be born in the Pure Land and for having us come back. Both of these are manifestations of Amida's great compassion and great wisdom, which are used metaphorically as great love and great compassion. So it is through great love, which is Amida's directing of virtue for our going forth, we attain great compassion, which is Amida's directing of virtue for our return. And if not for the Buddha's directing of virtues, how could we realize enlightenment in the Pure Land? So this is the key distinction here, that when we look at Amida's directing of virtue as great love, right, and then our return to this world is Amida's directing of virtue as great compassion, that everything is a result of Amida Buddha's directing of virtue to us, guiding us and assuring us of birth in the Pure Land. So we are brought to hear the name of Amida Buddha, the Nembutsu, Namo Amida Butsu, through the working of Amida's great love in our lives. So think about the causes and conditions that brought you to this teaching, that brought you to Namo Amida Butsu. It's quite remarkable when you reflect on it. So, and then we are inspired to say Namo Amida Butsu through the working of Amida's great compassion in our lives. So we gratefully receive the benevolence of Amida's great love and great compassion as Shinjin, the heart that can entrust in Amida, the name, the Nembutsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda, Butsu Namanda, Butsu Namanda, Butsu Namanda. Namanda. Let's chant the loving kindness metta together, the words to which may be found on the screen. May all beings be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. May I be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to me. May I live in peace and harmony. May my family be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. May my teachers be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. May my friends be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. May strangers be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. May my enemies be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. May all beings be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. Namo Amida Butsu. 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 Namandams. Namandams. Let's all sing the Gatha, Ondoksan 2, and Gratefulness, along with Ms. Naho Umitani and Reverend Toshiyuki Umitani of Mo'ili Ili Honganji. Namana, Vitsanamana, Vitsanamana, Vitsanamana. Namana. Let's recite the Shinshu Pledge together, found on the screen or on page 6 of the Red Service Book. I take my refuge in the vow of the Buddha. Reciting the name, I will live through life with strength and serenity. I revere the light of the Buddha. I will put my effort in my work with self-reflection and gratitude. I follow the teachings of the Buddha. Discerning the right path, I will spread the true Dharma. I rejoice in the compassion of the Buddha. I will respect and help others and do my best for the welfare of humankind. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Let's sing the Nembutsu, which is found on the screen or page 135 of the Red Service Book. Shakyamuni Buddha states that even with his unhindered eloquence, the adornments of the land of happiness cannot be fully expounded. So take refuge in Amida, the inexpressible Buddha. Those who, hearing Amida Buddha's name, rejoice in it with reverence and praise, receive its treasure of virtues. The great benefit acquired with one utterance is supreme. The words of Shinran Shonin in the hymns of the Pure Land. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. So let's sit together quietly for a few moments. So just relax and get comfortable. If you are able, sit forward in your seat and place both feet flat on the ground. Sit up straight and align your head, your neck, shoulders, and back in a straight line that goes down to the floor. Place your hands comfortably in your lap. Now close your eyes halfway so that you're looking both outwardly and inwardly. Breathe in and breathe out. In and out. As you breathe in, think of something for which you are grateful. And as you breathe out, just say thank you, thank you, thank you. Just breathe. The sound of the gong will signal the end of our quiet meditation. Namanda, Vitsanamanda, Vitsanamanda, Vitsanamanda. This coming Friday is July 24th, 2020. So at 6 p.m. in the evening, Hawaii Standard Time, we'll be having the first Obon service, or the Hatsubon service, which we have both virtually and in person. So letters have gone out to the Hatsubon families who lost a departed loved one during the past year since the last Obon. So please let us know if you plan to attend in person or you'd like to attend virtually. And then on the Saturday, this coming Saturday, will be our virtual Obon on Saturday, July 25th. This is will be, so from 10 o'clock in the morning to 2 p.m. in the afternoon, will be pickup for your pre-ordered and prepaid Bondance food orders. We received lots and lots of orders for chow fun, Okinawan sweet potato manju, and guava jam and peach jams. So thank you very much for your support, and you'll be able to pick up your orders this coming Saturday at 10 o'clock in the morning till 2 p.m. in the afternoon. The columbarium is open every day, 8:30 to 5 o'clock in the evening. Please do observe the posted rules. Virtual Sunday services, we will have a Sunday service next Sunday, this coming Sunday, July 26th. But please make a note, there will be no Sunday services on August 2nd and on August 9th. We're going to be taking a vacation in the first part of August, so we won't be having services. And everyone is welcome to join our services, which we have on Facebook Live pretty much daily. We have a sunrise service at 6:30 in the morning, Eitaikyo chanting, which is chanting in the columbarium, at about 7 o'clock in the morning every day. And then chanting the Shoshinges Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 8:30 in the morning, Hawaii Standard Time. Please note there will be no virtual services from August 1st to August 11th when we're on vacation. So following this morning's service, Honpa Honganji Mission of Hawaii presents an online Dharma message at 11 a.m. Today. On YouTube. So if you subscribe to Honpa Honganji Mission of Hawaii on YouTube and you click the little bell icon next to subscribe, you automatically receive notification when they're going to be broadcasting services. So this is not a service, it's just a Dharma message. So you have another chance to listen to the Dharma today. And today's speaker is Reverend Kazunori Takahashi, who will be talking about Amida Buddha. So please subscribe to Honpa Honganji Mission of Hawaii on YouTube. That way you'll also be able to see every Wednesday. You can welcome and joining everyone to express gratitude and appreciation for our healthcare and essential workers. These video salutes premiere every Wednesday at 12 noon, Hawaii Standard Time. And the Honganji temples across Hawaii are also ringing their temple bell at this time to honor our workers. And thank you very much for joining our virtual Sunday Dharma Family Service today. May your day be filled with aloha.